Hi everyone, welcome back to JPWHU TV for episode 3 of the weekly, I should say, live chat with me, your host John, and I hope you're all doing well as I always do. As always, guys, just a quick shout out to the channel sponsor 3retro.com. Go check the link in the description below for some very, very good deals on their retro stuff. So yep, it's great. It's great to be back. Always fun to have these conversations on a weekly basis, especially with the West Ham week we've had over the last 7 days. It's been very, very interesting. We've got some good things to talk about. We have Clink's YouTube on here. Hello, mate. Good to see you, Ian. Welcome back, mate. And the other Ian from Hammers Poles. Good. Ian, are you free? Do you fancy popping on talking about it, mate? You're supposed to be on here, remember? Zeke, by the way, boy changed his channel. Nice to know, mate. But yes, we got a lot to talk about tonight. So it'll be very, very interesting. See if Ian's brave enough to be the guest on the channel, because his channel's got over 100 subscribers now. So well done, Ian. Congratulations on that. And as I said to him that once he hits 100 subscribers, he should be coming on as a guest. We'll talk about West Ham stuff. So don't be surprised if we don't hear anything from him over the next 45 minutes. Kent Evans says, evening, John. Have you renewed yet? No, I haven't, mate. And we'll talk about that in just a moment. But I hope you're keeping all right. So just catching up with what we talked about last week. As you guys know, on Wednesday of last week. Yeah, see, look, yeah, have you stuck in traffic? Yeah, of course you are, mate. No, I hope you're all right. But yeah, as we talked about last week, Albion and Jesse moved to Celtic on Thursday. It was confirmed Thursday morning on a 4-year deal for £4.5 million. Good bit of business for him, as far as I'm concerned. He did make his debut last night. Played the last 17 minutes of Celtic's 6-0 drubbing in the Champions League qualifying rounds against RK Reykjavik. So I'm very, very pleased for the boy. Really am pleased for him. He deserves he deserves a decent shot at British football. To be fair, I thought he was quite hard done by, as I've mentioned on quite a few times. I hope this works out for him. I really genuinely do hope the move works out for him. And as we also saw latter stages of last week, Jeremy Ngakia has completed his moves to Watford on also a 4-year deal. And the information that's coming out, apparently he said that the reason why he didn't take up the new contract that West Ham had offered him, regardless of the money, was the fact that he didn't want to be third fiddle. Didn't want to be behind Ben Johnson and Ryan Fredericks. And I see his point. Totally see his point. Completely see his point on that, because at the end of the day, he wants to establish himself as a player. I mean, fair play to the boy. Absolutely love him for that. I mean, at the end of the day, as long as he's being honest and genuine about that, it's good to see that he's not money hungry. He could have taken that. Well, he could have taken that deal that the club gave to him. They could have taken it. And so that was the reason why he didn't take up the new contract. It's because he didn't want to play for it. He didn't want to be second fiddle to third fiddle. Didn't, And fair enough. Totally respect that. Totally respect that. So guys, come on. Let's hear your comments. I know you guys are watching. So come on, let's hear what you got to say about those two deals. Give me your thoughts on that. Kent says, I don't think he would be third choice. He's better than Fredericks. Yeah, but that's your opinion, mate, and fair enough. And I completely agree with you. I rate him over Fredericks, but it seems that he wasn't guaranteed football. So I respect him for that. Massively respect him for that. I'd rather he leave and go look for regular football somewhere else, especially down in the Championship. Is going to suit him very, very well, than take the improved deal and sit on the bench. I'd prefer that, if I'm completely honest. Ian says, shame we couldn't keep Ngakia, but wish him all the best. Yeah, totally, mate. Okay, so nobody's interested in talking about Ajeti. Okie doke. Hugh Gill. Very interesting. Hugh Gill, linked with Norwich. Apparently, from what I'm seeing, it appears that Norwich want to pay £2 million down, and with added bonuses, could go up to £4 million for the guy. Outwisting West Ham as West Ham, I guess. Nick Wyatt Thompson, hello mate, good to see you. Jimmy, long time no see, brother. Hope you're keeping good. Hey, John, I think selling deal will be folly. We'll be coming to that in a minute, mate. Literally in a minute. But yeah, as I say, will Norwich step up 35 grand a week that he's currently on with West Ham? I don't think so. I can see him going to Norwich, to be fair, because he'd do well with Norwich in the Championship in the same way he did well with QPR in the Championship. But I can't see West Ham accepting a West Ham bid. I can't see it. This is the hypocritical nature of it. I really, really can't see that happening. Definitely not going to happen. Henry says he still could go back to QPR. He could, but apparently he is actually in talks with Norwich at some form of stage. Anyway, I mean, we know we've got a long time before we find out what happens with that. But Richard Graves, hello mate. Can't accept just 2 million for Hugo. Agreed. 2 million down, and the rest in add-ons going up to 4 million from what I'm understanding from what Sam Ingersoll's put. And but obviously X is going to confirm some details later tonight on what's going on with everybody. So it'd be interesting to see or hear, I should say, his thoughts on it. Nick says, I wouldn't mind selling Diop if only we signed Duffy and a huge selling in like Malang, Sarr or Godfrey. Nice to Nick. Are you going to answer anything that we've talked about? Jimmy says, I put on a couple of live concerts. Check them out later. Where do you stand on Anderson? We'll get round to it. Come on. I'm asking you guys. We're talking. Come on. Let's talk. Let's talk together. This is what. We will be talking about these stuff, but come on, just talk. Head wages could be stumbling block on the Hugo deal. That's what I'm saying. 35 grand a week, mate. Can't see it in the Championship. Really can't see it. Nick says, Norwich taking all of our deadwood. Roberto next, please. But yeah, just to come on to what Nick was just tipping about there. Selling Diop. Now this is all rumor and conjecture at this point. It's been poo-pooed on very, very reliable sources that we're not to sell Diop for at least for that £15 million that's been floated about is not a good idea. It's not a good idea, especially when we're trying to reinforce the defence. But Shane Duffy, we talked about it last week, and before Andy pops on, yes, he will. He is very similar to the Boys Own group person, geezer. But yeah. I honestly Shane Duffy, out of the players that we could potentially be having, he's not my idea. But at the same point, I can see why the club are looking at it. Or more specifically, I reckon David Sullivan more than David Moyes. You never know. But again, guys, to see what you guys are talking about. Jimmy says, I think you should get more of a chance. I think. You talking about QPR? Are you talking about Anderson, or are you talking about Hugo there, mate? Hivad, hello, mate. Anderson to Arsenal sounds like it makes sense. We're not talking about that yet. Ken Emmers, would you sell Diop? Duffy would be good signing on loan another Collins. I just said no. I wouldn't sell him. It's a stupid idea we need to be selling Balbuena more than we need to be selling Diop. We need to get rid of the deadwood. I know we could get a decent price for Diop, but I can't see him going for £15 million. It's just fucking stupid. It's stupid. Jimmy, as I said, we will talk about Anderson in a minute, but the whole part of this is for you guys to talk about what I want to talk about as well as what you guys want to talk about. It's a 50-50. Yeah. Shane Duffy is decent in my opinion. Brighton's player of the year last season, just not Phil Jones, who we've been linked to. Yeah, and we've been linked to John Stones as well. And as I said last week, John Stones is my option. He's my preferred option, but wages could be a stumbling block. So Duffy is the out of the three, Duffy is the more logical side of it. That's why I said I can understand why the club are doing it. Totally get it. But as I say, we're not talking about Anderson yet because I'm not talking about rumor. I'm only talking about things that I actually think is real. But Jimmy, yes, and who else has said it as well? Jimmy, hello mate. Hope you're keeping all right. Yeah, Havad was saying Anderson to Arsenal does make sense. Yes and no. Yes and no. They've just signed Willian, who can play both wings, centre midfield as well as attacking midfield. So yes and no. I can't see that. I don't see it myself. I really don't. Doesn't make any sense as far as I'm concerned. Havad says, I take a few good, young, hungry English chaps from the EFL. Look at Bowen. Great. Totally, mate. Totally, mate. Mm. Ken says, I wouldn't sell Diop. John Fabian needs to go. I agree. In my opinion, I'd give Anderson another season. Yeah. I mean, I've said that we should get rid. I said we should sell Anderson because he's lazy. I know. There's arguments to both sides on these things, right? Where we have the fact that he's not getting the right support, blah blah blah. But you look at his work rate. His work rate is phenomenally bad. Phenomenally bad. He had an okay season with the season before last, and the last season we've just had, he's been all right. He's not been brilliant. He's certainly not lived up to the reputation that preceded him. We did get notification. We were told by the fans of the previous team that we signed him from, the Lazio fans, I think it was. They did say that he'd have four mediocre games and one brilliant game, and we saw it. We've seen it many times. Nick makes a good point. Arsenal have Saka, Martini, Willian, and Pepe. They're not getting Anderson. Totally. Henry says, why do we have to sell our best players on the cheap? We don't. That's the whole point. That's the whole point I'm making. That's that it's been made a rubbish. It's been rubbish that we're selling Diop. Anderson isn't one of our best players. He isn't. He's up there, but he's not. For me personally, I don't see it. I honestly, I try to. There's many players this season I've tried to defend. A lot of players I've tried to defend. But I'm not. But as I say, that we need people that we need people that are just going to play. We don't need people that just want to turn up for the wage packets. And over the last couple of years, especially under Pellegrini's mantra, we have bought in players that are just for the wages. But having said that, we've done that as far back as Allardyce, far back as both Pardew and Kerbishley. We've done it's we try to bring in these big players on big money, and what happens? Fuck all. So. And talking of big players that have done fuck all, Joe Hart has moved to Spurs on a 2-year deal to be second fiddle behind Lloris from what it looks like. Very, very funny. Can't wait to play Spurs now. Really, really can't wait to play Spurs. Where is it? Nick says the only reason I'd keep him is because we sell him, we'll get peanuts. We must try and increase his sale value. Agreed. And the only way to do that, mate, is just to make him play better. And Anderson is a number 10, not a winger or a luxury player. Totally. Jimmy says, I'm doing okay for the most part, but I'm not into all the hate being spread amongst us. Agreed. We all have our favourites. Why the tension? I hope you're okay, man. I think that's an internal conversation by the looks of it. Bobby, would you take Ryan Fraser on a free transfer? No, because he's a talented player, but wages. Nick says, I personally think if Anderson was a side like Inter or Dortmund, I think he'd do well. He would do well, mate. He would. Totally. And that's just what I'm saying. We have a history, as all clubs do, to be fair, have a history of playing players out of position. I've said on many occasions that Anderson's best position's out on the right, but he's an attacking midfielder like Lanzini, who also gets played in the wrong position. And also likewise with Pablo Fornals, attacking midfielder, who gets played in the wrong position. It just goes on and on. It goes completely cyclical about this. So I think we've covered it. Hi, John. They keep banging on about we have no money. Where does the Sky money go? Steve already talked about it many times. It was a really good article that Graham put up on Knees Up Mother Brown about it as well. It goes into the detail. I've analysed it. We did it a couple of weeks ago as well. I analysed it in the Money in January as well. Even Graham confirms that we have a £27 million loss. Doesn't understand where the additional 13 million is coming from. Totally agree with him. But we'll have to wait and see. As I say, we'll find out where the money went in January, February time with the new. Well, it might be a little bit later than that because obviously the new season coming. But see, let's have a look. What's there? Steve, I read somewhere Sky Money eating up on wages. Mate, no. 120 million quid eating up on wages. Bollocks. If that's Clarity Hugh, bollocks. Nick's wife says, John, how do you think Moyes will last? How long do you think Moyes will last with us? I think he's going to do well next season, but I don't want to get excited because we know what happens next. Mate, I've said it at the end of the day. I said we need to honour his contract. He's not the manager that I want on a minute basis. We have too many unknown variables at this point in the season, or the close season, I should say, to make any informed judgment whatsoever. But talking of which in a way Nick's brought us right round to, it was confirmed earlier this evening that the season ticket renewal deadline has been pushed back 2 weeks to the 11th of September. Gee, I wonder why. We have no money as supporter base. We are going through one of the worst recessions we've seen for almost 200 to 300 years, the way things are going at the minute. Marshy, I was talking to Marshy earlier today when we were talking about that tweet that went out, and it's obviously up on the website as well. That is the case. People don't have money. 45% people have renewed so far. Now, I'm always in the bracket. I'll give them until the last possible moment. Always have been, and I always will. What option I'm taking up yet, either option 1 or 3, I haven't fully made my mind up yet. The way things are going, bearing in mind we'll come on to this, and this brings me in nicely to the next subject that I wanted to talk about, is the fact that the Nations Cup games that are being played next month, the England games and blah blah blah, they're all being played behind closed doors next month. We won't be able to watch them. We won't be able. It's not looking very likely we'll be able to watch the Charity Shield game, other than watching it on Sky or BT or whoever's getting it. It's worrying. Now, this isn't, as I say, I mean, I'm fine. I can give them the full renewal amount, and I'm happy to take a pro rata refund and possibly pass it over to the next season. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, it's not looking good. It's not looking good. Yeah, as I said, it's a small amount of people. If this was a normal day in the life, 60-70% probably would have renewed by now. 45%. With how long has it been? 2-3 weeks. Still not a bad number, but yeah, it just shows you we're not all that well. Keith Winslow, hello mate, welcome back. Ian says, should Moyes be given a longer contract now? He can plan for the future properly. He's got a year and a half, mate, to go. Well, about a year to go, mate. He's got plenty of time. Now, obviously, one of the great things that is going to sway for Moisey to next season is, well, I'm hoping it is the fact that Nolan and Nevin and the other geezer have been given new contracts, which I said when those guys came in end of January, beginning of February, I wonder how long they're going to last for, because that was my worry about Nolan going elsewhere. It's great to know that all three have been given new contracts, and we have Psycho back in the coaching room for this. Now, technically, this definitely screams to me a PR stunt from one point of view, bearing in mind what Piercy said 6-7 months ago. But at the same point, very, very happy to have him back again, especially bearing in mind that we have such problems in his natural position at left back. I honestly hope he will solely focus on helping the defence, because we've got a midfielder in Nolan being able to give the midfielder instruction on how to play and how to where the positions will be, the attitude, etc. Great to see also that X confirmed that will also be bringing in a fitness coach from Everton that Moyes used to work with as well. Very, very good. It looks like the core basis in the backroom staff have been sorted out very, very quickly. Very, very happy with this. Very, very happy with this. Heather says, bear in mind their definition on being broke is far, 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 far different than ours. Yeah, totally agree. Totally agree, mate. Keith says, did you know we can watch the Wycombe Wanderers game on their channel? No, I didn't actually, mate. They're their YouTube channel. And yep, as we're about to talk about, Keith, thank you very much for putting it up there. Ipswich and Wycombe Way both on the 25th of August. And the thing is the fact that and as much as we were joking about it, saying they can't get anything right, they are splitting the side. The squad is being split to play the two fixtures on the same day. It's mental. It's absolutely mental. Totally mental. Andy, hello mate, good to see you. Welcome back. Hope you're all right. TSC, welcome back to you as well. Kent says, chuffed with the backroom staff. I think Jimmy's on rewind by the looks. Beg pardon, John, but these rumours change so fast. Not even pay attention until we see on the official page. I think more consistency and unity we saw. West Ham will be sixth place. That's Jimmy. You know me well enough, mate. I don't talk about rumours. I talk about things that are actually happened. You know, where stuff is actually happening, which is why I'm talking about only things that you can see on the BBC website. You can see on Sky Sports' website, even though I don't look at it anymore because it's, well, apart from one thing which we'll talk about in a minute. But yeah, it's, you know me, mate. I don't do rumors. I only talk about information that is actually worth talking about. Other channels, not just West Ham, all channels, you know, want to put content out with any Tom, Dick, and Harry story going. That's what newspapers and journalists are doing. Fair enough to them. But me, I only keep it for once a week, so I can actually research into the articles and find out the validity of the stories, and that's when I talk about them. But I'm sure other guys do as well, for that matter. But Nick says, imagine the link up between Grady, Fornells, and Bowen, mate. That I really can't wait for next season. Now, apparently, Dean Garner is asking for reassurances on his playing time next season. Totally agree with him. He has signed a deal for another 5 years. He signed the deal for until 2025 last summer, if I remember correctly. So it's absolutely brilliant. Yeah, it's very good. Very good with that. Very happy with that. I've been waxing lyrical about all those three right from since January, basically. Very happy. Keith says, sell and keep JP. Don't know if you've done it. No, because I haven't got around to that yet. We've spoken about the players that we are looking to sell. We haven't talked about things coming in yet. So please, Keith, please interact with what we're talking about. And Keith is summing up right quite nicely. If I hear Declan Rice Chelsea rumours, I'm going to go crazy. It's annoying. I can't see we're going to let him go. Exactly right, mate. That one word in there, rumours. It's bullshit. It's people trying to sell stories. So, Andy says, same here, Kent. Very pleased with the backroom staff. Kent says, I've got a bad feeling Grady will be sold. I hope not, mate. I know what you mean, but I hope not. Nick says, Grady is a beast. He's in my fantasy league with Bowen. That's a risk. That is a risk. By the way, and also, Nick, thanks for mentioning it, because I check in the description below and at the end of the video as well. There is a code for joining the fantasy league team. I've set up again for the next second season in a row now. So go join that. It was quite good. It's quite entertaining. So well done to Greg who won it for last season. I'm talking to I'm going to be talking to Darren, who lives very close with them. I'm sorting out a t-shirt I'm going to get done, especially made for him for winning the season. So yeah, congratulations, mate. And as I say, if you can watch this on YouTube, by the way, guys, if you didn't already know, this is going out live on Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope, all on stroke Twitter, all on one. Thank you to the updates that the platform StreamYard have done. Thank you very much, guys. You know, I can now blitz to every single channel, and that's going to sort of moving forward for with the next season with the watch alongs. Those will be on Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope. All three, everything on. I might, depending on the amount of people, I might do a weekly roundup with the Fantasy League table movements as well. But guys, as I said, if you are in the Fantasy League already, I know we've got another about 3.5 weeks until the season starts, but go into the Fantasy League as soon as you can. Get in there as quickly as you can. So it'd be good to get some numbers together to see what's going on. But see what else is everybody else is talking about. Keith says we could play centre attacking midfield. Pablo Fornals, left wing Diangana, right wing Diangana. How can you have Diangana on the left and right? Come on, Keith. And Antonio up front. TSC says, I wonder how many goals Suchek will score in the upcoming season. We can only wait and see. Keith says, I don't know if we should sell Allaire. Jamie Betts says, evening. Hello, mate. Good to see it. Keith, as I've said numerous times, including when you came on last week, Allaire, we need to give him a proper season first. Keith Bones' class teams are afraid of him. He's a real classy talent. I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't say they're afraid of him yet, but we'll see. Next is I think LA will start as striker next season. I think Antonio and Yarmolenko will be super subs. Possibly, but we need another striker with him. I've said it all the time. Allaire was brought in from a front three to play up in his own. He needs support, big time. And he says, "Are you back at work, JP, or still homeschooling?" Bit of both, mate. Still working from home. Keith says, "Right wing Barron." I mean, sorry, yeah, that's fine. Ian says, predictions for the opening game when the fixtures come out. We'll talk. I'm not going to risk it. I'm not jinxing it. The fixtures come out at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. So on all channels, I'll be live at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning to discuss it. Hopefully, going to have a guest or two. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah. So I'm looking forward to doing that. Actually, it's not going to be as long as it was with me, Baz, and AJ last year. Gordon Bennett, that took fucking ages. That did. Unbelievably long. But no, you know, it was yeah. We'll go through each fixture, so it'll be very very interesting. Bobby says, getting Arnautovic back on loan. Why exactly? We're just trying to get your face known. Keith says, I agree, JP, about Allaire if he's still struggling. Sell. Yeah. That I agree with you there, Keith, completely. Tis, I'm sure everyone is afraid of Antonio, more than likely. Keith says, give Masuaku a few months for playing a winger. We've got better wingers than him, mate. We need to sell him as quickly as possible. I think we should go. Nick says, I think we should go in for Callum Wilson and maybe Mitrovic. Nick. And he says, shotgun or I'll be working. For the fixture stream, that is. Yeah, I took an emergency holiday in the morning for that, mate. I literally saw it at 5 o'clock. I was like, shit, need to get that put done. Okay, right. So where are we? So, but yeah, talking about that. Also, next season, back to normal. 3 substitutes. The 5 substitutes were blocked the other day. Very, very good. Very, very good on that. Don't worry, Jimmy. I know you were trying to. I was like, what the hell are you talking about? But yeah. So next season, we'll be back to the normal three substitutes. 3 substitutes. I'm looking forward to that. It'd be nice to have that back, that normality back. To be honest with you, because it's even though the 5 substitutes have worked for all teams in various ways, um, yeah, I'm not a big fan of it. I'm not a big fan of it. Where are we? Keith says, I do think some of the lazy players give a few months just to see if they can bear, but if not, Anderson sell him. Yeah, we've already mentioned that. Jamie, Allaire is not a lone striker. First and foremost, came from a top 2, top partnership, and was lively. No point playing him on his own, then moaning about him. Like exactly what I've just said 2 minutes ago. Jovic on loan or Ollie Watkins would be my choice. Fair dues. And I'm sorry to see Pierce back. I'm not making rumours. I'm just giving my bloody opinion. But honestly, I'm tired of being snapped at. You don't like what I say, so that's not the case, mate. That's not the case at all. We'll talk off air, mate. That's not the case. Jovic is unrealistic in my opinion. He'll go for someone like Arsenal or Chelsea. Agreed, Nick. Kent says, "Oh, Callum Wilson." Nick says, "I don't think Watkins is going to be successful in the Premier League. Don't really want him to be honest." What are you basing it on, Nick? I mean, this is the thing. It's just I'm getting sick and tired of people going this, that, and the other without actually giving any actual evidence of why they're talking about. And he says, "Was the coffee breaks dumped too?" Possibly, mate. We haven't seen that yet. Keith says, "Love Watkins to come, but we have some strike options. What we're going to do? Have Antonio in the reserves or a record transfer fee on the reserves?" What? Okay, sorry, but what? Antonio will never be in the reserves, mate. Come on. Nick says the 5 subs was crap. So biased to the top 6. Well, I disagree, mate. I disagree. I mean, all of the teams tried it, and they all ended up roughly in the same position they would have been anyway in the table, give or take a few positions. You know, that's so. It's how the tactics are used. It's how the tactics are used. That's it. Right now, this is something just going off a little bit kilter at the minute, guys. We're just going to have a conversation here about. I want to get your opinion on this because you guys know, for those that have been watching the channel on a regular basis, know I don't trust 90 Minutes. Don't like them in any shape or form. It's an awful website, but they have said something really, really cool. They basically broke down their favorite top 10 away kits of all season, and I want you guys to do exactly the same. So we'll talk about what they've put, and I want to see if you agree with them or not. So the top 10, number 10 for the away strip is the 2015-16 farewell bowling season. That doesn't make my top 10. I think we've had nicer shirts than that, but I can see why they've done that. So let me know what your number 10 is. Number 9, the 2002-2003 away kit. This one I absolutely love. The Doc Martens away strip. I absolutely love that. Oh, anybody from 3 Retro listening, get that one in quick, please. I love that. It's a beautiful, beautiful shirt. Very understated. Sums up West Ham perfectly, especially with the whole mod link to it as well. Mick says, "Hi JP, hope you're well." I am, mate. I'm very well, thank you. I hope you're keeping all right as well, and hope you and the family are keeping very, very good. This is how you do a high strip, high claret ones here. Definitely, I absolutely love this from the 2001-2002 season. Beautiful, beautiful shirt. Very, very good. That's how you do it. That's how you make it look. That looks decent. That's better. That's much, much better than the crap we're going to be seeing next season. Agree, number 7, Macron's best efforts. 10-11 again with the away strips in white. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Number 6, the sky blue Dagenham Motors and claret stripes. Love that shirt. Absolutely love that. The Adidas 2013-14 away shirt. Very, very one of my favourites. Really, really favourites. Really, I do really like. I love the Adidas shirts. They've always been beautiful. This one as well, the Avco 85-87, which is in 3 Retro store as the part of the Boys of 86 collection. That I say collection, the home and away strips they've got. Lovely, really, really nice. Very, very nice. These ones as well. The 83-85 home and away shirt. That away shirt again. The pinstripe looks. I love that. Adidas' first involvement back in 80-83. Very good. No advertising. When football used to be football, without names and names on the front and the back. Love it. Absolutely love that. And the number one, of course, it is the one that they've ripped off for next season. Gorgeous, gorgeous. This is really is nice. Simple, plain, understated. Very, very happy with that shirt. Very happy with that shirt. So, guys, as I say, just let us know what your ones are. So I'm very, very happy with those. I say 9 out of 10 of those. I would agree. Make my top 10. My number 10 shirt. I mean, the Farewell Bowling. It's taken the sentiment out of it. It was plasticky. I don't really like that. My favourite away shirt is the Paolo Di Canio. The 1990-2000 strips. That dark blue with the collar. Very, very beautiful. Very, very beautiful. Nick says Watkins could be, but we've had too many could be's at the club. We need someone proven. Yeah, I agree with you, mate. Keith says looking at the new away kit in person doesn't look as bad, to be honest. I know what you mean. Nick says number one has to be the last season's away kit in his opinion. Yeah, that's my number 2 on that, definitely. Hammer says the Argentina style kit. Totally agree with that. I'm surprised the goalkeeper's kit is short sleeve. That's not relevant to what we're talking about. So thank you, mate. Morda Choi. Hello, mate. Well, good to see you back again. When people play for the badge. Agreed, mate. Completely. Len 3, welcome back. The number 1 is great. Simple is always the way to go. Completely. Keith says, why don't West Ham release the kits next season like the 60s one? Well, next season's coming, mate. We've already seen that. Just some simple stripes, lovely, none of the rubbish patterns. Well, agree with the rubbish pattern side of it, mate. 100% on that one. But yeah, it's just never going to happen because it's a marketing thing nowadays. That's the problem. Have I said agree? Also, though the blue Adidas kit was beautiful. I like the third kit, the black and gold. I haven't seen it yet, so we can't comment. We'll find out in a week, just under a week and a half's time. Marcus, hello mate. The Reebok 2005-6 strip was amazing. Yes, it was a beautiful shirt. Totally. Will there be an alternative kit? Alternative kit to what? I'm sorry. I mean, I must be in an alternate dimension or something because none of you guys are actually explaining what you're asking. Nick says last season's kit was better than the Farewell Bowling kit in his opinion, but otherwise not too shabby. Yeah. Mick says his favourite home is 81, 82 Adidas, and if only we won something this year, the shirt would become a classic. It would. It really, really would. Great to finally be out of work in the time to catch a live stream. Thanks, Len. Much appreciated, mate. Havers, I like the blue away kit from the 18-19 season. Yeah, it wasn't too bad, I suppose. Yeah. I saw the black and gold kit, lovely shirt. It's not the one that you've probably seen actually, mate. Last week is a knockoff. It's not actually the genuine one. It's quite clear. It's not the neckline that you talked about and we talked about previously. Yeah, I was just confirming. I'm sure there was a leaked image unless it was a fake. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, mate. Nick says, John, what's your worst kit you've seen for us? It's got to be this coming season's kits, man. I don't like them. I don't like the home kit. I don't like the away kit. That's my opinion. I can't. There has not been one kit I've seen since as far back as I can remember, with the exception of the Thunderbird away strip for the 14th 15 16 season. No, which one was it? 13-14 season, with the Thunderbird shash down the front. That's the only other worst one I've seen apart from this coming season's kits. I really don't like them. Jimmy says, bit random as we are talking kits, but do you have a favourite non-West Ham kit in the Premier League, home or away? Do you know what, Jimmy? I've not actually sat there and gone. I mean, I like Liverpool's new kit, actually, the home kit. That looks Liverpool's kits have been pretty smart. So, yeah, I'd probably say the Liverpool kits. I think, I quite like them. I don't really pay much mind of it, to be honest with you, mate. But yeah. TSC says, I would like the badge if they put West Ham United back on the ribbon and remove the London. Back on the ribbon. Oh, you mean the crest at the bottom? Yeah. No, I agree. And he says he quite liked the Argentina away kit, 91-92. That was beautiful. Nick says, I like Newcastle's kit last season, to be honest. Simple as ever. Blue, white, vertical stripes. Definitely, yeah. That concept kit we were talking about the other week, mate. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. Alaire is a striker that as a strike partner playing with his own just don't work. It's like using a slipper as a hat. Where are we? Gives us Argentina always has nice kits. Kent Sam says my favourite away shirt. I think that's meant to be on SWAT. It's 91-92 Argentina stuff. Yeah, totally, man. Totally. I'd say it's not mine, but I can see where you're going with it. Nick says Brighton's kit for next season is absolutely beautiful. Haven't seen it, but I'll take your word for it, sunshine. Keith, our sponsor's name stuck in the middle of the two claret bands on the away kit looks awful. It does, but it was as we just talked about there, Steve. The feeler kit. Where are we for the 91-92? Sorry, 2000. Yeah, 2001, 2002, which is what they've ripped off of, and it looks much better. Looks much nicer. Len says this season's kits have been let down from me. Did you say something about the third kit being black and gold? Yep, it is. With a closed up neck, not the square neck thing that we saw in that fake photograph. Keith says, how do you like the Liverpool kits? All the LFC fans hate it. It's hideous. It's my opinion. I'm not a Liverpool fan. As you may have noticed. Honestly. Seriously, Norwich's home kit for the 10-20. So you mean the 19-20 season? If you're talking about this season, that did look pretty good. Mick says, to be fair, do you remember a kit for a player who was in it? I do, actually. The Adidas one with the collar always reminds me of what's his name? Oh dear. The kid we got from Man United always reminds me of him. That iconic goal, just because of how he looked when he scored that goal against Spurs when we smashed him that season. Morrison's always reminds me of Morrison. Always reminds me of him all the time. Whenever I look at it, there's a lot of kits, mate. As I say, for the Tony Cottee for the 85-86 shirt. Paolo Di Canio for the 92,000. Blah, 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 blah. Nobody else really stuck out for me on those ones. Mm, mm, mm. And he says, I've still got the scoreline home and away top summer sack here. Scoreline makes some good stuff, mate, actually, to be fair. Go Jeffy, hello, mate. Hope you're keeping all right. Long time no see. Kieran, morning, JP. I'm just popping to say hello. Hope you're well. Playing golf this morning, representing West Ham. In other words, you're playing in your football shirt. Fair play to you, son. Fair play to you. Okay, and last thing I'm going to talk about, because we're coming up to time now, is the EFL Trophy groups have been confirmed. So if you haven't already seen that, I mean, I know not a lot of people actually go for it, but I do actually quite like this. So just in case you haven't seen it, because I know some people like hearing me reading out group stages and all that sort of stuff. I think Helen's quite a fan of me doing it for some reason. She said I should have taken over from when Motson retired. So the Northern Group stage for the EFL Trophy is Group A is Carlisle United, Fleetwood Town, Sunderland, and Aston Villa's under-21 side. Group B is Morecambe, Rochdale, Salford City, I should say, and Man United under-21. So that's going to be an interesting tie. Group C, Bolton Wanderers, Alexandra, Shrewsbury Town, and Newcastle United under-21s. Group D is Port Vale, Tranmere Rovers, Wigan Athletic, and Liverpool's under-21s. Group E is Mansfield Town, Lincoln City, Scunthorpe United, Man City's under-21s. Group F is Bradford City, Doncaster Athletic, and Wolverhampton Wanderers under-21s. Group G is Accrington Stanley, the Milk Boys, Barrow, Blackpool, and Leeds under-21. Group H is Grimsby Town, Harrogate Town, Hull City, and Leicester City under-21s. Turning to the southern edge of the EFL Trophy, Group A is Colchester United, Portsmouth, Southend United, and West Ham's under-21s. So that's an interesting group. Potentially two. You could potentially be potentially having at least one, maybe two Essex derbies in there. Well, at least one Essex derby, I should say. So yeah, that'd be interesting on that. Group B, Crawley Town, Gillingham, Ipswich Town, and Arsenal's under-21s. Group C, Milton Keynes, Dons, Northampton Town, Stevenage, and Southampton's under-21s. Group D, Bristol Rovers, Oxford United, Walsall, and Chelsea's under-21s. Group E is Exeter City, Forest Green Rovers, Swindon Town, West Brom's under-21s. And Group F is Cheltenham Town, Newport County, Plymouth Argyle, and Norwich City's under-21s. So yeah, that'd be an interesting one. That'd be interesting to see that. But guys, that's pretty much it from my point of view. I need to go and get ready because I am talking to Bill from Garage Football in a few minutes. We're gonna I'll be joining him for their live review of what positions we need to be reinforcing in and who I think should be going from West Ham as a result. So go check that out. I'm going to be recording. We'll be recording it literally tonight. It's going to be going live at some point tomorrow. So maybe, so I'll keep you posted on that. Check the Twitter handle, the Twitter account for that. But in the meantime, guys, thank you very, very much for your time. If you're new around here, welcome. By all means, if you like what I'm doing and if you want to know more, then by all means, please do hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. If you like the video, then by all means, please do click the like button. If you also check out the description below for the link for the all the accounts. The channel is all over social media. I don't really use it much, to be honest with you, but I do when there's stuff to talk about. There's a link in the description below for the channel sponsor, of course, 3retro.com, where you can get some of those really nice retro gears, retro shirts that we talked about a little bit earlier, and also of course the fantasy football link. is below as well. So as along with that, loads of other stuff in there. So guys, check it out. Follow the channel on social media. Be trying nice to get to 1,000 followers on Twitter. The channel is on Instagram, but I hardly ever use it. It's not a platform I like, to be, if I'm honest. But anyway, guys, look after yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and I'll hopefully see you at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. For those who can keep their gripe water down, for the review of the upcoming fixtures for the 2020-2021 season. So all the best, guys. Take care.